Welcome back to another Pokemon Throwback Thursday, where every Thursday morning we take a deep dive into a new set. We're going in complete order, so the set we're checking out today is Evolving Skies. Then, of course, we're going to be highlighting a certain Pokemon, and we're going to be checking out their best cards in Pokemon history. And for today's video, that is going to be Ho-Oh. We are going to do a little giveaway today. All you got to do is make sure you subscribe. You got to hit that notification bell. You got to hit that like. Then you have to answer the question of the day. What is your favorite art from Evolving Skies? This is what we're giving away today. Beautiful Ends, Reshiram Journey Together stamp promo. And the winner from last Thursday's giveaway is at Rufio Steven Dollinger 8429. Shoot me an email or hit me up on Instagram. I'll get those cards sent out to you. And we do have to give a quick thanks to our video sponsor real quick, and that is Punch Out Gaming. This is my local game store that I go to, and it's the #1 game store in all of Minnesota. I've actually been to them all. No one can touch their variety, and I'll have all the links in the description. They're only located 30 minutes north of the Twin Cities, so definitely check them out. And of course, you guys want to try out PSA for your first time, click the link, use the code BEARD25, get $25 off. And same thing with Tag, click the link, use the code BEARD10, get 10% off. And I'll be vending this weekend PokeCon Las Vegas with Chum Lee at the Ahern Hotel. Use the code PokeBeard to get 25% off your tickets. All right, here's Evolving Skies. Total set value $7,276, 369 total cards with 34 secret rares. I'm going to run through some of the raw prices here. Umbreon VMAX, $2,100. Rayquaza VMAX, $945, which this just gone up in the last few days. We got sales at $1,100, $1,200, $1,300, and Umbreon is also going up. Dragonite, $470. Rayquaza V, $383. Sylveon VMAX, $378. Leafeon VMAX, $370. Umbreon V, $358. Glaceon VMAX, $283. With a Pikachu and Eevee in here, I feel like that card is just so undervalued. Espeon V, $228. Sylveon V, $157. Glaceon V, $143. Leafeon V, $138. The Rayquaza VMAX Rainbow, $108. All Rayquazas are going up in price right now because of the new set coming out. Umbreon VMAX Rainbow at $71. We got the Batman Noivern card at $68. This is the Umbreon V Full Art at $58, which is absolutely beautiful with those colors. And then we got some more rainbows, the Sylveon, Gyarados, and Glaceon. Sylveon's $55, Gyarados $46, and Glaceon's $37. But even a lot of the full arts have some value. The Rayquaza V Full Art $36, the Sylveon V $35, got the Dragonite V at $35, got the Golurk V Alternate at $30, and here are the rest of the evolutions, all between $20 to $25 for their full arts. And of course, we got some lower end alternate arts. And they even got gold cards in this set too, and the good ones too, where they're actually shiny Pokemon. Castilia's at 13 and Frostless is at 11. So there's just so much stuff in this set. The only thing to where like a newer set from the Scarlet and Violet era, Mega Evolution era can beat it, or even maybe some of the end Sword and Shield sets is the Trainer Galleries or the Illustration Rares. But there's just so many alternate arts in the set that it doesn't even really need it. It's just crazy. But this set is not super fun to open because the pull rates are very, very difficult. But we're going to click on a few of these and check out some PSA 10 prices. So we're going to click on this Rainbow Rayquaza VMAX. We got sales now. I think I've seen $400 in a PSA 10. And raw is even starting to be over $100. Next, we got to check a regular full art. We'll do the Umbreon V here. It says a pop of $1,300 in a 10, $1,400 in a 9. Was at $190 in a 10. Now last sold, we got one at $350 in a 10. And raw still around $50 or $60. And what was the pop on that Rayquaza? $4,300 in a 10, $1,000 in a 9 for that Rainbow Rayquaza. And we'll check this Batman Noivern card. Pop of $3,200 in a 10, $2,000 in a 9. Was at $210. Now last sold $350. And definitely got to check some evolutions. We'll do the Espeon V here. Has a pop of $6,500 in a 10, $4,500 in a 9. So none of these cards are like super, super difficult to grade. This is at $350. Now last sold $550. Got one at $499 and $595. And raw, we got a bunch of sales over $200 for this card now. Finally getting some love. That's one of my wife's favorites because she loves books. And we got to check the Umbreon V. So this card went crazy before. Like if we check the 1 year, I mean, this was at $1,100 in a 10, dropped all the way down to $695, and right back up to $1,100. This is why I always say it's smart to buy these dips. This is a pop of $8,200 in a 10, $7,600 in a 9. And raw, we got $408, $360, $369, $460. This was up to like $600 raw. and dropped quite a bit. And we'll check the Rayquaza V, give the V some love. This is a pop of 9,100 in a 10, 6,000 in a 9, was at 727, got up to 1,700. Looks like it dropped a little bit now. Last sold 1,500 and 1,599. And we got the Dragonite V with a pop of 10,000 in a 10, 7,600 in a 9, was at 880, got up to 1,349. Now last sold 1,200, 1,350, and a bunch at 1,200. All right, now for the big dogs, we got the Rayquaza V Max. This got up to 28.65, dropping a little bit right now. Last sold 27.50, 27, 27. It just shot up so quick. It's going to level out a little bit now and then probably shoot up again when the set is actually close to coming out. And the Umbreon V Max, last sold in a 10 now, 43.50. We got one at 4K, 44, 42, 45.50. This has a pop of 20,000 in a 10, 6,000 in a 9. Yeah, it's been slowly going up. All right, next we have the Evolving Skies Booster Pack. This was at $37. Now that's sold $49, $47, $37. And we have the Sleeve Booster. Was at $50. Shot up to about $87. Now last sold $69, $67, $64, and $70. So we got 10 of them at $67. And here is the Evolving Skies regular ETB with the Umbreon on there. Was at $440 a couple months ago. Now last sold $580, $699, $600. And here is the Pokemon Center ETB with Umbreon. Was at $867. Now last sold $1,100, $1,000, $1,000, $999. And the booster box was at $2,400 3 months ago. Now last sold $2,750, $2,550, $29, $32. Honestly, has not gone up that much in the last few months, surprisingly. All right, we are starting off with Ho-Oh. Honestly, not a ton of cards. Very disappointing. There's not even really a ton of commons or uncommons or anything like that. The new one from Surging Sparks is beautiful, though, I must say. Done by Kodama or Kondoma. Kind of hard to see. We got the Chaos Rising one. That one's pretty sick. Prize pack with that art. That's cool for 24 cents. We got the Ho-Oh from Celebrations. We got a bunch of basic EXs for the Ethan's Ho-Oh from Destined Rivals. We got one in the Trading Card Game Classic box. It's a vintage Ho-Oh. We got a Ho-Oh V, which is pretty sick. I think this is done by Igawa. Got a couple of GXs and basic EXs right here from Breakpoint, Dragons Exalted. And then we got the full art, Ethan's Ho-Oh from Destined Rivals. These are all literally $4 or $5 cards. And Pop Series 5, barker price $6. You can get a little bit older cards. All right, let's get into it. We got the Ethan's Ho-Oh SIR with a pop of 7,500 in a 10, 3,700 in a 9. This was down to $395. Now we got sales right around 550 and 500. And raw is about a $175 card. Next, we have the Gold Ethan's Ho-Oh with a pop of 2,800 in a 10, 1,400 in a 9. This is about a $40 raw card. We got sales from 20 to 60. Next, we have the Gold Ethan's Ho-Oh from Destined Rivals. This is like a $25 card with a pop of 2,800 in a 10, 1,400 in a 9, and it's about an $85 PSA 10 card. Next, the Ethan's Ho-Oh V from Silver Tempest. Nice full art with a pop of 797 in a 10, 416 in a 9. Was at $67. Now it's at $79. And you can get this card for like $6, $7. Next, one of my favorite cards on the list, we have the Shining Ho-Oh Black Star promo. Just feels vintage, even though it's not. This is from the Sun and Moon era, but a little bit of texture on there also. Very cool card. And kind of difficult to grade. 2,400 in a 10, 4,100 in a 9. It's at $275. Now that sold $589, $630. I mean, I could honestly see this card being a $1,000 PSA 10 card. And raw is very affordable. I mean, we got a PSA 8 at $30, raw at $13, $37, $25, $30, $40. Definitely going to be in the 30s if you want a decent. Next, we have the Full Art Ho-Oh GX from Burning Shadows with that nice red background. Pop of 130 in a 10, 293 in a 9. We got a PSA 10 set 408. And raw, it's about a $20 card. Next, same exact art, but the rainbow version. This is a Black Star promo with a pop of 366 in a 10, 1,100 in a 9. We got a PSA 10 sale at 405, bunch of 9s at 50, and we got some raws, looks like around $25 to $35. Next, we have the Hidden Fates Shiny Ho-Oh GX Full Art with a pop of 4,400 in a 10, 2,400 in a 9. Was at $87. Now last sold 128, 125. And raw, we got 23, 48. Got a PSA 9 at 40. So a lot of Ho-Oh cards are actually very affordable. Pretty easy to master set, except there is just a couple high-end cards, which we're going to check out here in a minute. Next, the Ho-Oh Break XY promo. This says it has a pop of 1 in a 10, which is crazy. It says last sale is $305. And this is about a $15 card if you want it in decent condition. Next, the Full Art Ho-Oh EX from Breakpoint. This is a pop of $699 in a 10 and $983 in a 9. Last sold in a 10 is $692. We got a PSA 9 at $140. And raw, it's like a $50 card if you want it nice. Next, one of my favorite Full Art Ho-Ohs ever. This thing is beautiful. This is from Black and White Dragons Exalted. This is a pop of $2,100 in a 10, $124 in a 9. Last sold in a 10, $2,800. We got a 9 at $750. Raw, we got $135, $200, $205. You can get damaged ones pretty cheap. But yeah, if you want it clean, it's pretty expensive. We got a PSA 7 at $250 and an 8 at $325. Next, the Call of Legends. Beautiful Ho-Oh Hollow. All these cards are very expensive. You can always tell them at the bottom it says SL and then a number. So Ho-Oh is SL5. They don't look super, super crazy. So like if you're just looking through some bulk, you might miss these cards, and they're worth hundreds of dollars or thousands if they're clean. But yeah, pop of 26 in a 10, 176 in a 9. Last sold in a 10, $15,000. Last sold in a 9, $1,662. Raw, $250, $125, $300, $220, $260. Yeah, it's definitely going to be like $350 if you want it like in near mint condition. We got a 7 here at $575. Next, beautiful Ho-Oh from Unseen Forces. This is a reverse hollow with that nice stamp. This is a pop of 4,500 in a 10, 154 in a 9. And we got a PSA 10 sale at 4,500 and a 9 at 750. Got a couple PSA 8s at about 300, and raw, we got 69, 58. We got one at $131, probably pretty clean. Another one at 85. Very expensive now, these full arts. Next, we have the legend cards. I still think these are some of the best arts we've ever gotten in Pokemon. This is a pop of 32 in a 10, 200 in a 9. These do not sell very often. It says last sale was 550, but we got newer sales than that. These cards do not sell very often. But raw, they're still somewhat affordable. We got $115 for lightly played for the bottom. Another raw here at 90. You can get them damaged, for 40, 50 bucks. PSA 6 at 105. Bunch more raws at like 120, 130 for fairly lightly played. And then here is the top. This is a pop of 34 in a 10, 177 in a 9. And the top, of course, is going to be more expensive than the bottom. We got a moderately played at $160. Here we got a clean one at 240, another one at 195 for near mint. PSA 7 at 142 and 200. And for PSA 10, we got the top just sold for $5,000. Another top before that sold for $3,600. And the sale before that, it was the top and bottom sold for $3,950. You can just see how quickly the prices are going up, because the sale that had both of them in it, that was February 10th, and then the next sale for just the top was March 14th, and then the newest sale was April 27th. And it's just literally like doubling in price every month. But super cool cards. I mean, just check that art out. We don't have anything else like this in Pokemon. Next, we have the Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Fire Energies. There is also a remake of this where you can get in a beautiful reverse holo from Call of Legends. Those are also super cool and can sometimes be worth more too. This is a pop of 10 in a 10 and 32 in a 9. Raw though, 20 bucks. And it's super cool to collect all of them. All the arts are super crazy. Best energies we've ever gotten. And for PSA 10, we do have one newer sale at $600. So not too bad, especially there is not a ton of them. But I will admit the reverse holos for the other set where they reprinted it do look nicer, but I'm always normally like an OG guy, and these are the first cards to ever have this. So I like these ones a little bit more. Next, we have the Pop Series 3. This is the non-holo, even though it does show the holo. Beautiful card too. Last sold raw. Remember, this is for the non-holo. 41, 50, 69, 79. PSA 10 at 655. There's absolutely like no information on the actual holo version, especially in a PSA 10. Next, we have the Ho-Oh EX from EX Unseen Forces. This is a pop of 47 in a 10, 263 in a 9. Last sold in a 10 is $8,600 and a 9 is $1,000. Raw, we got 140, 276, PSA 7 at 400, PSA 8 at 390, PSA 6 at 200. Very nice EX. All right, next we have probably the coolest card on the entire list. This is the Crystal Ho-Oh. This is the reverse holo. See, this is crystal type right here. This is a pop of 65 in a 10, 248 in a 9. Last sold in a 10 is 4,000. Last sold in a 9 is 1,600. We got a 7 at 605, at 8 at 910. We got raw at 780, 899, and a heavily played at 388. But here is the big dog. This is the actual holo crystal Ho-Oh. This is a pop of 106 in a 10, 317 in a 9. Last sold on eBay is $28,500. Last sold in a 9 is $6,225. And we got a PSA 5 at 28, PSA 9 at 62, 63, PSA 4 at 21, PSA 7 at 6,000. So yeah, when you think of crystal cards, just think of them as like one of the OG GOATs. So you got like your first edition cards. You could technically count like Legendary Collection Reverse Holos. Then you have your original Shining cards, which come in unlimited in first edition. And then you have crystal cards and then gold star cards. And we did actually have one newer sale here at $31,733. But, you know, that was a few months ago. So I have a feeling this would sell for a lot more right now. We're having like record-breaking sales constantly. And we also have the Ho-Oh Pokemon Center New York Black Star promo. Pretty sick card. Last sold in a PSA 10 is $1,000. All right, now we're getting to the OG stuff here. We are at Neo Revelation. This is the first edition non-holo with a pop of 185 in a 10, 252 in a 9. Last sold raw. It's like a $50 to $70 card. And we got a PSA 10 sale here at $800. It was $700 before that. But this thing used to be $200 all day long. And we have the holo first edition Ho-Oh from Neo Revelation with a pop of 88 in a 10, 582 in a 9. Last sold raw 500. We got 255, 500, 675, 290, PSA 9s at 2K, and we got a new PSA 10 sale here at $14,000. It did sell for $16,000 before that, so coming down in price just a tiny bit. And we do have one Japanese exclusive. We have the EX Play promo. This thing is sick. I've actually never seen this card in person before. We got sales raw at 500, 488, 469. We got a PSA 10 at $2,875. But yeah, what EX do you guys like the most? But yeah, let me know what EX you guys like the most. We have this one, the Japanese exclusive play promo. We have the Unseen Forces EX. And we have the Pop Series 3. So, Pop Series 3, Unseen Forces, and the play promo. Definitely the play promo is my number one. Like, even the art style and the flames, it's just sick. But yeah, let me know down below what you guys think. But all right, that was this week's Pokemon Throwback Thursday. If you guys like this content, want to stay ahead of the market, please make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a like and comment. If you guys want to support more, check out my Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube membership, all that. You guys know what to do. You guys are the absolute best. But all right, I want you guys to have a great day. And if you guys want to watch my newest vending video, which was a super good one, the sound was kind of weird because I had to do some weird editing because I pressed a button. But the video itself is super, super good. Definitely check that out. Give us some hype points. It would really mean a ton. Otherwise, I have my entire playlist full of all my other vending videos, so check those out. All right, we'll see you next time.